Hello and welcome to the Climate Collaboratory. We're on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. I'm Sue Blythe. I'm here with Megan and Deasia, who are with the Star Center Theater, and we've got a little story to tell. So I'll share my screen and slideshow. There we go. We're on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. This is a collaborative storytelling adventure. I've been dreaming it up for years and years, but I've never had real people to work on it with me. And so I'm really thrilled to have Deasia and Megan and others from the Star Center Theater here with us. We're in Gainesville, Florida, and we have a story to tell. This is me. I spend a lot of time here in my easy chair with my laptop talking with people all over the world. We have an interfaith climate group that gets together and puts this into the context of a time of peace that's been prophesied through all the ages. And I'm working with We the World, and they reach out to the network of networks, helping to make a world that works for all. And the Climate Collaboratory, that is a project of We the World and the University of Florida Extension here in Gainesville, Florida. So I spend my time imagining that we're in the year 2050 and we've been through a magnificent transformation of people and planet, and things are in much better shape than it looked like they were going to be. And so we have to figure out how that happened by telling some stories.
Tell me a flashback, Great Grandma Sue.
Oh, yes, I would love to. How far back would you like to go?
Tell me about the early days of Climate Collaboratory, the musical.
Ooh, I'm happy to tell about that. That was in about 2022. And the story that I'd been imagining started coming to life with the kids from Star Center Theater. And we had a wonderful time during a 6-week program. We had live stream broadcasts every Sunday at 6 from March 27th to May 1st. And during that time, we put together a musical play for Earth Day in April. And we called it On the Road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. And we had done a series of workshops before in January and February. And I had some friends, the Alvarez family. It's Adrian, Victoria, and Rebecca. And they invited Alachua County people to come and join us in making a world house. Welcome to the Climate Collaboratory. We're creating a blueprint for our world house.
Attention, attention. It's Code Red for humanity. The planet is getting way too warm. The tree of life is in danger, and many species are going extinct. We must escape this climate calamity.
We need a blueprint for a better future. We just happen to have one. In 2015, the United Nations adopted 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
We need to win the global goals by 2030 if we're going to escape this climate calamity.
2030? That's when I will graduate from high school.
People all over the world are helping to make a better future. We want to collect stories about how they are doing that.
We're looking for climate collaborators who will help young people like us build a world that works for all. That's 100% of humanity and the community of life on Earth, our home. We also want stories and songs and books and movies and a lot more stuff. that will help kids like me and Rebecca understand what the blueprint is all about.
We are living the story that our great-grandchildren will tell many, many years from now. In January and February, we'll use the blueprint for a better future to help build Martin Luther King's World House.
In his Nobel Peace Prize lecture in 1964, Dr. King said, "We have inherited a big house, a great world house, in which we have to live together, black and white, Easterners and Westerners, Gentiles and Jews, Catholics and Protestants, Muslim and Hindu, a family unduly separated in ideas, culture, and interests who, because we can never again live without each other, must learn, somehow, in this big world, to live with each other."
We want to build a world house where we can learn to live together. We have the blueprint to build the big world house. We need you to help us make a world that works for people and the planet for many generations to come.
You can be a leader in our community-wide Climate Conversation to Action program.
Visit our website at climatecollaboratory.org and learn how you can be a climate collaborator in your home, school, and community.
Join us on the world to 2030, 2050, and beyond.
We need to wake up. We need to wise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future.
We need to build a better future, and we need to start right now. So what we're going to do is tell the story of Alachua County, Florida. And it starts way back in the year 1500 when the Timucuan Indians lived here in a pretty peaceful way of life. And we want to have stories about that acted out or written or poems. We'll find out how people are going to tell these stories. We did have a conflict that started almost as soon as the Spanish people came to explore this land. And then we go through all the 1600s, the 1700s. There were good things and bad things that were happening all along that way. We come into the 1800s, the 1900s, when 1800s when Alachua County was started, and all the way into the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. This is when we had the civil rights movements that I remember so well from when I was in high school and college, the 80s, the 90s. And this particular scroll, it's a 25-foot roll of paper that ends in the year 1996. And that's because people in Alachua County were visioning. They wanted to know the history, where we've come from, and the vision of where we want to go. And at that time, they were looking forward 10 years. But here we are 20 years later, and we've got a story to tell. So I figure we are on the road through the 21st century, starting in the year 2000 to 2100. And we have some friends on the road with us.
It's a climate emergency.
Let's change the climate in our homes, schools, and community.
All aboard the Global Warming Express. This is the children's story taking shape, so that we are going to take that Global Warming Express all the way through the century to through 2030, 2050, and beyond. So what that looks like is we are telling this collaborative storytelling adventure. We're working with people from lots of different programs that tell the story we're looking at. And this one is from the Earth Charter. And it was came out in the year 2000 and really inspired me to get this collaborative storytelling adventure on the road. So let's listen to the words of the Earth Charter.
We stand at a critical moment in Earth's history, a time when humanity must choose its future. We are one human family and one Earth community with a common destiny. The way we use our resources to make things is harming our environment and the community of life. The choice is ours. Form a global partnership to care for Earth and one another, or risk destroying ourselves and the diversity of life.
We must stand together to bring forth a global society.
We affirm these interdependent principles of the Earth Charter. 1. Respect and care for the community of life. 2. Restore the balance of nature. 3. Social and economic justice. And 4. Democracy, nonviolence, and peace. Let ours be a time remembered for the awakening of a new reverence for life. The firm resolve to achieve sustainability. The quickening of the struggle for justice and peace. And the joyful celebration of life.
Mhm. So I want to just say that the the pictures that you see in this, on these slides is from 2 different programs that we want to get into the schools in Alachua County. One is called The Story of Stuff, and that's what this slide is about. And the ones of the at the beginning were from the Pachamama Alliance. And both of these are wonderful programs that help us to know how to take care, better care of our planet. Pacha says,
What's your creative artwork?
this is where everybody has a chance to be part of our story. We're asking for creative artworks that could be anything, music, stories, poems, videos, songs, photos, graphic designs. We have just as anything your heart can dream up, we want to include in our story. And we feel like there is a spirit of the age that just really wants to be expressed in all of these ways. So we're going to catch as many as we can on the road to 2030, 2050 and beyond. So we have Deasia. I think your poem is part of our storytelling adventure. And this is one of many that comes in as our creative artwork. So could you share that now?
Blue skies, where are you? Clean rivers, lakes, and springs, where are you? Beautiful forests with all the trees, where are you? This is your Earth. This is my Earth. What have we done? We are destroying our planet, and soon we won't have one. This is wrong, and this is not okay. Let's save our Earth, and let's do it today. Bring back our blue skies and stop dumping in our rivers, lakes, and springs. Let's save our Earth and the beauty that it brings.
Beautiful. What a wonderful example of that creative spirit. Oh, here's where the slide is. Yes, so thank you for sharing that. And you know, what I think of when I hear that poem is maybe we've got a song there. Maybe we have a song for that, but we don't know how the music goes yet. That's part of our creative process that we want to bring into our program.
What's our climate story?
We're going to be telling our climate story through the arts, day by day as we go on the road through 2022 and 23. So what we're doing is starting at April this year and going through a summer camp in June. We want to do some activities in September, again for Martin Luther King month in January, and back to Earth Day in April. And some of the groups that we know are preparing activities for our musical, our Star Center Theater, the Caring and Sharing Learning School, the Young Ensemble Orchestra, Sierra Lima World School, and a group out of Uganda called the Kibengu Youth Climate Activists. And so we're hoping that we can get people in Alachua County and in our global networks of support to help us to tell this wonderful story.
What about the World House?
We're going to win some global goals. Let's win the global goals by 2030. And you remember that the Alvarez kids told us about these United Nations goals. And so we are going to do our very best to find people in our community who are taking care of things like no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education. We come down to the bottom with climate action and taking care of life below water and life on land. We're going to have peace, justice, and strong institutions, and bring in all of our friends, as many as we can possibly bring in, for partnerships for these goals.
And what about the workshops?
Well, we had workshops for children, youth, adults, and elders. And the way we did it was each of those 6 weeks when we had our workshop time, we had a little program like this one. And then we broke into workshops where we could have age-appropriate activities for the children, the youth, the adults, and the elders. And so we're going to take some time to do that. And we just wanted you to be aware that we're part of a network of organizations that wants to bring this climate story to life. And thank you all for helping to do that through the arts. So Megan and Deasia, thank you so much for your help. And if the rest of you who have, let's see, we're going to turn on the video. I think not everyone has sent in the parent permission that we need yet. I think Grace and Eden, you have. And so everybody, I guess, except Josh and Patrick can turn on their videos now. Josh and Patrick are going to help their parents to get that form in.
Excuse me, Sue.
Yes.
Josh mom has sent it. I thought she sent it to me. I thought she also sent it to you, but she sent it today. Remember?
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I have it and I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
His mom
Thank
did
you so
complete it.
Okay,
And
Josh.
and I have Patrick's mom right here at the theater, so I'm going to have her to send it to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Patrick, great, thank you, Ms.
So
Carroll.
they both can stay on.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So we want everybody to stay on, and here come the videos. If you would like to take part in this video thing, come on in and let's find out who is here. So why don't we start, Megan, why don't you introduce yourself? We'll start with our people in Alachua County. Tell us a little about who you are, how old you are, and who you're coming with.
Hi, I'm Megan Hoover. I'm 12 years old and I'm in 6th grade.
Good. And you're with Star Center Theater, right?
Yes.
And how about Deasia?
Hi, I'm Deasia Frazier. I'm coming from Star Center Theater, and I'm in 9th grade.
Great. And Eden, could you introduce yourself?
My name is Eden Hendricks. I'm with the Star Center Theater. I'm 10 and I'm in 5th grade.
Okay. And Grace?
My name is Grace Lindrix. I'm with the Star Center Theater and I'm in 7th grade.
Good. And let's see, we have some grown-up people from Alachua County. How about Ariana?
Hi, my name is Ariana. I'm actually in Hillsborough County. Yeah. I'm in 8th grade and I'm coming in with the interfaith climate group.
Excellent. Thank you. And glad you're here. Who else do we have? Josh, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, my name is Joshua Franklin. I am in 10th grade and I am supporting I come from Star Center Theater.
Beautiful. And welcome. And how about Patrick?
Hi, I'm Patrick Bethel. I'm in 8th grade and I'm coming with Star Center Theater.
Great. We have a good representation from Star Center Theater. And why don't we invite Miss Terrell to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Angie Terrell, and I'm in Gainesville, Florida. And in this collaboratory, I'm working with students from Star Center Theater and also from Caring and Sharing Learning School.
And has been just a really huge part of helping to gather this group together. And we thank you so much. It's really special. So let's see, we have Tarane Darabi.
Yes, hello, greetings all.
And Tarane, you're in Alachua County as well, yes?
That's correct.
Okay, and Farhang?
Yes, I'm honored to be in Alachua County for a long time. I'm glad to be a part of this panel.
Thank you. And Helen, did you want to turn your video on? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, it's just getting it turned on. Yeah, so I'm Helen Warren and I'm also in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay, so right now we are pretty much focused right here in Gainesville. We do have Hillsborough, that's the Tampa area, right? I think so. And yeah. And so what we're doing then is getting ready to get some activities going for the children, the youth, the adults, and the elders. And I'm going to come down below so that what we're looking at now is the children's part, of course, is the creative artworks. And I wonder if, as we went through this, if any of you found something that really touched your heart or inspires you to think of some kind of creative artwork, maybe a song or a dance or a skit. Anybody? Perhaps more poems? I'll tell you what, why don't I just take a minute to go back through, and if you, in this presentation, if you see something, and this is for the adults as well, anybody of any age can submit some kind of expression through the arts. And so let me just start again with this. And if you see something and it triggers something for you, I'd like you to just put it into the chat if you're comfortable doing that. And so if you hear a song that we might include in our show, if you think of a poem that you would like to write or that you recognize. So here we go. And maybe we could have Deasia, you want to read this through slowly this time so we can think about it for just a minute.
We stand at a critical moment in Earth's history.
Any thoughts come up for that? This one shows two different views of what the future might look like. How could you show that?
A time when humanity must choose its future.
What is the choice? What is it that we are looking at as our future?
We are one human family and one Earth community with a common destiny.
What does that mean to you? How would you express that? Maybe in a skit that would be on stage. People could be different animals interacting with the people. Maybe those
Hey, I
trees have
just sent you
something
a
to
form I
say.
need you to fill out for Patrick,
Whoops.
giving him
Miss
parental form to be on
Miss
this
Terrell,
platform
could you
with
put
us.
it on mute?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay.
The way we use our resources to make things. Is harming our environment and the community of life.
Okay, so what do you know about the challenges that we're facing with taking too much from the earth? And how would you want to express that as we're making our musical play? A song? Is there a skit you could do?
The choice is ours. Form a global partnership to care for Earth and one another, or risk destroying our lives and the diversity of life. We must stand together to bring forth a global society.
How would you show a global society that's all working together as one human family?
We affirm these interdependent principles of the Earth Charter. 1. Respect and care for the community of life.
Okay, we're going to have to show that in some way. Any suggestions, ideas?
Two, restore the balance of nature.
What would that look like? How can we express that on a stage?
Three, social and economic justice.
What are some of the injustices that we know? And what are some things we can do about that?
And four, democracy, nonviolence, and peace.
So we're asking people to get along together so we can make decisions about how we're going to move forward in peace.
Let ours be a time remembered for the awakening of a new reverence for life.
Okay, something I haven't really said yet is that so many of these kids on the call from the Star Center Theater have not too long ago produced the stage play of The Wizard of Oz. And so we're going to be looking into the future and dreaming of this wonderful world where things are in better balance And we want to get some of that energy and the characters that are on what in the Wizard of Oz is called the Yellow Brick Road. And we're calling the road to 2030, 2050 and beyond. So this is where we're going to have an awakening. And we do have that song. We need to wake up. We need to wise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. And so that's one of many songs that we have that we can choose from for our road. So let's keep going.
The firm resolve to achieve sustainability.
Okay, so sustainability is meaning that we can keep doing this for thousands of years into the future. And so we want to know what that looks like and how we can help.
The quickening of the struggle for justice and peace.
And we've seen a lot of that in this last year or two, that people are really arising to say some things are not fair and they're not letting us live as one human family, and we want to make some changes. So how can we show that in our musical play?
And the joyful celebration of life.
Yeah, so we're going to have a global nature fest where everybody on the planet is part of a great celebration that we have a much more peaceful world, that our planet's temperature is coming back down, just everything good that you can imagine. Let's put that into our storytelling adventure and see if we can't make a world that works for all. So thank you. And I wonder if we got any other ideas for how we could express this. Did anything come up for you?
I actually put one of my ideas into the chat that I was just thinking about as you were going through the whole presentation. It was basically a visual artwork of Lady Justice, also representing balance, partially covered in like luscious, like plants and vines and stuff, and the other half is just like dying, and it's like, you know, like the flowers are wilting, and you know, it's representing that we have the choice whether or not we want to keep it balanced.
Good, good. Any other thoughts?
I'm also thinking of artwork such as a drawing or painting.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I can't wait to see them. And we do have a form that Helen, maybe you could put that into the chat so that if everybody would like to submit something, whether it's a video, a picture of your artwork, a poem, any ideas, a written script for some part of the story that we could do, you can submit that on our form. Can we get that in? Is that in now? I'm not seeing. Okay, so that is the Google form and the link there. Thank you, Helen. And so if you'll click on that, you'll have the form. I'll also send it to you in an email so that any ideas that come up for you today or along the road as we go through these 6 weeks, we're going to be collecting these things and adding them in some way to our program for Earth Day. Okay. So let me move on. We have another section that is for the youth and the adults. We're going to take you on a we have a game to play, and I'm going to share my screen again so you can see This is called the Eco Challenge, and Helen, maybe you can help explain what this is about. Let me get it up here first. There we go.
Yes, I had to work on getting unmuted. So this Eco Challenge for Earth Month is a great way to just kind of see the little steps that we can all take that will make a difference in preparing for the climate change, and see that some of the things are maybe like, instead of throwing food away, we create a compost, or instead of throwing things in the garbage that could go to a thrift store. There's so many things that will help us prepare for climate change that goes beyond just the climate warming, but a big part of it is building community. So Sue, if you open up one of the windows there, people can see some of the activities that are available.
That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Earth Month Eco Challenge.
And if you're interested, you can go into this website and join up under Building Community, which is our.
Now it's under Helen Warren, and can you put that link in?
Yeah, I'll have to go through and do it at my end here with this. But you can see it's broken down into 5 basic categories: your basic needs, health and equity, education and livelihood, economy and communities, and climate and ecosystems. So if you click on the basic needs and security, one of my favorite tasks that we can do is just to have a 0 waste meal preparation. That means you make a meal that doesn't have any canned goods, you don't have any plastic waste that you're throwing away. And if you're cooking vegetables, you'll also have, if you trim off something from the vegetable that you would otherwise throw in the trash, you would actually throw it into the compost bin. Another one on the same page is just below the 0 waste meal. Take a shower that's 5 minutes or less. And the idea here is where we talk about just being more aware of what it is that we do every day.
Right. And this is done as a kind of a game. We're playing from April 1st to April 30th. And these all come up as activities that you can sign up for. You see, it says join to select. And you can say, I will do this. And every time you do it, you get some points for our team. And so, Helen, at the bottom of the script, I put all the links that you're looking for, I think.
Okay, and I'm going in to put up the link to the Earth Month Eco Challenge. I've got that in a handout here.
Okay, but the one we're looking for is with Helen Warren. It's this one. Right, that this says Eco Challenge, Earth Month Eco Challenge teams, Helen Warren.
Yeah,
that's the one we're looking for. So let me put that in here. Actually, I'll have to stop sharing, but I can do that. So here comes the into the chat. This is for Helen's team. And so if you would like to play with us, we're going to be collecting points through the month of April. And please do sign up if that's something that you would enjoy.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first link that Helen put in, somebody went back and said, sorry, that is the link to our activities from Kanapaha. So where is the link for new ideas and creative ideas?
I'm gonna get back to that. It was,
oh, okay.
Because when it was just in that link format, I couldn't tell which was the item that we were looking for.
Okay.
And we had a conversation with, I had a conversation with Sue last week that I saved some of these items.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bottom of our script that we were just going through, and all those links are at the bottom of that one. And let me put, this is the creative artworks form coming in. One moment, please.
Oh, I just did the same one again.
So this is the creative artworks. Oops. I'll get it. I can do this. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So there's the creative artworks link. The eco challenge, I think we got, but I'll put it in with the title. And actually, I do want to send this to all of you, and we can put it into the Facebook.
So don't worry about it. You're gonna send it to all of the kids?
I will send it, yes.
Okay, thank you.
That's probably the best way to do it. I will be sending it to everybody who's here. We would love to have you all join us as we take on this eco challenge. And then the third part that we're going to be doing is for anyone who would like to do this, but it's a My Climate Story is another form. Let me pull that one up. This is where we're actually getting, you remember we had all of the different pictures of people who are living some of these historical elements. When we come to the year 2000 to the year 2022, we have a lot of stories to tell about things that we remember. And I know that I'm going to just put Tarnay on the spot. And could you just tell us about a time when you were looking at the role of women in taking care of the people, which is also taking care of the planet? Can you just tell us just a couple sentences about a time when you were involved in that?
Well, the role of women is tremendous and multitasking, but briefly is how they raise and interact with their children, which is our future, our young adults that are joined us today, that will give us the attitude that we all need towards each other, to our environment, to ourselves, to move forward. And that is the one of the key here, and how we accept these women that have been the core of our history building throughout generations since 1800s.
And Tarnay, you've been involved with the United Nations, and I know you've done a lot with women. You've been to many meetings that you could tell about, and so there's a lot of history there. I'm going to put Farhang Darabi on the spot for a minute and ask if you could tell a story about, probably in your work, that you have had a time when you help to make the environment a little safer for people.
Well, years ago, everybody had a dump in each county and they just dumped everything there. And those were creating environment issues, groundwater contamination, and others. So I joined several counties together and created a major disposal site that I'm hoping someday they'll all become recycled and reused. Thank you.
Okay, and we thank you for that. So let me share my screen one more time, and I'll show you, this is where we are collecting the stories. We are just asking people, it says at this critical moment in Earth's history, everyone has a climate story to tell, no matter how old you are. Organizations, cities, counties, states, and countries have their own climate stories. Together, we're creating a collective story that future generations will tell their grandchildren. So we are looking at individual stories and putting them together. In our case, here in Alachua County, Florida, you know, Hillsborough County has its own story, and I know quite a few people down there who are part of that story and would have memories to submit on this form. And this is where we're collecting them so that you would put in your email and your name. And we're talking about this from an interfaith group. And so we asked, what is our personal role in caring for creation, however it came into being? And at some point, we will be sharing different stories about how the world was created, but not right away. And so we're looking at a few significant moments in your own climate story. How did you first become aware that the climate is changing? What did you do in response? What do you intend to do this year or in future years? Write your responses on separate lines. And then many people have an organization, a school or community group that you're active in, and we'd like to hear about that. And what role can the people of faith and goodwill play in meeting the climate emergency? So it's a chance to think about it. We have a Zoom, not Zoom, but a form that you can fill out, and I will be sending that to you in the email with all of these links. So the idea is we've got a story. We will be sharing a little bit of that each week through these 6 weeks. And then we'll do a little workshopping like this to help get some participation going. If you want to do some artwork this week, wonderful. If you'd like to sign up for the Eco Challenge, that would be great. And if you have a climate story to tell, please do. So the idea is we're trying to get something for the children, the youth, the adults, and the elders to work on. And when we put it all together, we've got a wonderful story to tell. So, any comments about all that or questions? Okay, well, I thank you all for being here tonight. It's just been great. I wonder, Ms. Terrell, if you would like to just say a few words with all these wonderful kids of yours.
Well, I think it's very exciting, this road that we're traveling, and I'm so appreciative of all of them who took a part this time. And there will be future times where those who did not participate today will definitely be participating in the future. Thank you for taking your Sunday afternoon to be with us. And we look forward to the next part of this journey.
Okay, so tune in again next Sunday, and we will begin our collaborative storytelling adventure together on the road to 2030, 2050, and beyond. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you for all your wonderful work.
Bye-bye.
Bringing awareness. Yes, thank you.
My pleasure.